Hey, hey, Blue Table fans and scene. Hey, so, listen. Yeah, it's just going to be me rambling some more. And, yeah, I kind of showed you a couple days ago what was going on. Nothing new coming through the last couple days. I did have a new working couple start up. And they're great so far. I have some really talented people coming through. And since I'm in Salt Lake, there's just like 1.5 million people here, something like that. And so there's a lot of artists. So basically, I got my pick of the litter, cream of the crop. And it's really great. It's really great. I like it. I feel peaceful. Had a good day today. Did pretty much just family stuff, you know. The other day, I'm going into my local game shop and I hit a patch of ice. And I actually was like in the air, horizontal at one point before landing on the concrete. And I'm just like, well, hope I don't die of an embolism tonight. Actually, what is an embolism? Like a blood clot to the brain or something like that. All right, anyway, but here I am, 6 days later, still alive. And I made it this far. Let's see if you can. All right. I went and saw a movie called Underwater, which is a PG-13 sci-fi / horror. Kind of horror. Not really, though. And it had some good parts to it. It wasn't terrible. But it was kind of lame. I went by myself, pathetically enough. My roster of guy friends isn't like thick enough to get, you know, someone to come out and see a movie with me on an hour notice. So there you go. All right. Anyway, on the last video, I realized you could hear me slurping and swallowing the water. Super gross, right? It's like, I don't even know how I'm still going. Like, whatever I put out, I can put any old bollocks out there and it'll get like 300 or 400 views. Hello, somebody there? No. All right. Oh, I had my kids all this week. It was really awesome. So I have 2 kids, 18 and 20, boy and a girl. And they were both with me this week. And which is really great because, you know, after they came of age, they kind of just disappeared into the wind and went on their adventures, which I guess is normal. What did I do when I was 18? I moved from Oregon to Southern California, and I lived with my grandparents who managed a mobile home park. Not a trailer park, mind you, and it was a step up. No trailer parks for us. It's mobile home parks now. So anyway, it was pretty nice. It was like for older people. And yeah, I was tan and had a 6-pack that summer, and had a cute little girlfriend and had a job as a security guard. And that was, I remember my grandpa being disappointed. Like he's like, "Oh, you're a security guard. Those are a dime a dozen." I think that was his exact words. "Those are a dime a dozen." And I was, but I thought it was cool. It seemed respectable to me, you know. And so I've got tales of that time for a later date. And yeah, today was really neat. And I've got the 4 kids. They were here for the week. And what else? We played Dungeons and Dragons. That was really neat. Today we went to a Panda Express with what I call the new tribe. I guess, you know, which is my new wife, our 3.5-year-old girl, and then my 2 younger kids. And yeah, really had a wonderful day. Just basic things, you know. And I look at all this and I'm just like, these are the good times. These are the good times you're going to remember and that are never coming back. And that's okay, because there will be new things to come. It's all right. Everything's okay. Don't worry about it. If I could go back and transmit any message to my younger self, it would be all this stuff that you're really worried about and that you think is the world. It's not the world. Everything just keeps going. You still live on no matter what happens. Even if you got kicked out of your house, you know, things would go on, you would live. And it wouldn't be bad. It would be okay. Everything was okay. All right, anyway, blah, blah, blah. You see I have a little piece of paper here. All right, anyway. So this is, by the way, send me topics, like in the comments, or even better, an email. If you send me an email, want me to talk about something, I certainly will. You can get me to drop everything and talk about a topic of your choice through my web store, bluetablestore.com. There's a section, I think it's called Weird Stuff or Luxury Items. I can't remember what it is. And you can buy unusual things, including me talking for a certain period of time about a topic of your choice. So here we go. This is from Daka Flame, 6 days ago. It says, some possible topics. Have you played or looked at any miniatures agnostic war games considering your gigantic D&D mini collection? And the answer is no, I haven't. Agnostic games, I believe, in this context means that it's a rules system, but it doesn't say use these particular miniatures. It says, you know, just use whatever miniatures you like. And if you'd like to include in the comments some names of agnostic games where you can use any miniatures you like, I'd love to hear it. For me, I don't know, I seem to have trouble getting a regular group together for anything. Like my Necromunda group, that was together one night, all the players together, and then it just sort of exploded. And I'm like, is it me? You know, it can't be me, I'm awesome. And yeah, so anyway, but I have had groups of things that have gone through. So the answer is no, but I would love to. And I guess Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, where I've used miniatures, that's something where, obviously, that's a system where I've been able to use whatever miniatures I'd like. I want to get a Champions thing going. For those of you who didn't see my awesome Champions videos, there's a game called Champions. Hold on, let me just grab a few things here. Oh, where's my box? There it is. This is the original, like, 1982 release or something like that I had when I was 13. Loved this game. Still love it. It's gone through various incarnations. One of them ended up to be the hero system. And this is a system, a point-buy system through which you can make anything. It's very complicated. It's true. Then there's my favorite, which is called Champions Complete. And this is a very reasonably sized rule book. You can still get it. And it's a lot of fun. And this is great. You can do anything with this, too. Do want to try Numenera at some point in time. I've been thinking of doing an online Numenera game. Okay, so there you go. That's the answer to that. No, I haven't tried agnostic miniatures games, but I have done role-playing games, which are like that. If you didn't play games and didn't run a painting company, would you still paint miniatures just for the fun of it? Well, that's an interesting question. Because if I didn't play the games, would I just paint the miniatures for fun? If I didn't play the games, yeah, actually, I think I probably would. But really, though, I need to be doing them for. I don't think I would just paint the miniatures and put them on a shelf and never use them for anything. So the answer to that is no. I don't think I would. I think I would have to have a reason for doing it. What are your thoughts on augmented reality for tabletop games? Hold on a second. You know what? I want to stay with the last question for one other element. And that is, would I... Oh, people often ask, hey, since you've been running a miniature painting company, does that kind of blow up your enjoyment of just doing it as a hobbyist? And for me, absolutely not. I still do it for fun. Because the thing is, I don't really often join the line. Like, I have a group of artists. They're the ones doing the painting. And that's... you know, really clear. And as a general rule, I actually put the artist's name up on my Flickr page where I have all the projects and where the client goes to look at them. So anyway, what are your thoughts on augmented reality for tabletop games? For instance, looking at the table through your phone for special effects animations. Well, I think that's great. I think people will do that. I would love to have like a setup, like TV screens and a big old flat screen to move the miniatures around on. That would be really cool, but when it comes down to it, oh man, I'll take analog any day. I'd love to have three-dimensional miniatures, pen and paper. I don't usually have my laptop at the table. I just have my phone and I do music. But even then, I usually have like a DJ, like a player who's assigned to do the music for things. Yeah, this is happening. All right. That's good. Okay. Here we go. Last question. Do you prefer batch painting large units of minis or putting a lot of work into a single character? Definitely batch painting. But I'm going to put a spin on that and say I'd rather paint a whole army than paint just a few boutique models. Listen, in terms of business, there are a zillion people out there doing boutique painting. Look at this model I did. Sometimes it's like, it's on like a toothpick or a cork or something. It's like, look at the leg of this Space Marine. That's what I accomplished today. I'm like, are you kidding me? Paint a whole army. That like a ton more enjoyment comes out of that in terms of like people actually using it. So, and just to be clear, I'm not putting down boutique painters. In fact, I'm a little jealous because quite frankly, I can't paint that good. I hit our level 5 tops, which is, you know, the lowest of the hero levels. And, you know, part of that's like adult onset ADD where I just don't want, like I need to just get things done. And that's actually served me really well in this industry is like, you gotta sit down and you gotta get this big project done. And that's what implodes a lot of artists is when they get a whole army and they actually have to like get a project done and motivate themselves to do it. So it's tough to find what I call whole army painters. And if you're in the market to hire somebody, it's tough to find whole army painters who will actually do it and not just sort of put it off, put it off, put it off, put it off. Me personally, I've always gravitated towards the sales / running the business aspect of it. And some days I'm just like, I get up, I'm in front of my computer, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I spent my life in front of this laptop, you know, and I wonder if, you know, maybe something else is out there. But to be clear, I love what I do. Blue table painting is going at like this certain level. I don't think that it's going to stop, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, it's good. It's been really good to me, and there have been like waves. This sort of all ties into this question. Is there have been waves where I've just like, there have been years where I was just like, oh God, I can't fill out another spreadsheet. I can't do it. And then now I'm just in this giant sort of fifth wind where I'm like, I'm into it. This is great. There's not a problem here. And I'm lucky. I'm really lucky to have stumbled into this industry at the time that I did and being the person that I am. And so, you know, yeah, there you go. And let me tell you, I've stepped on quite a few landmines and I have made quite a few mistakes and I've learned a lot about myself. I'm a different man than I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Different man and different businessman too. So anyway, do you prefer batch painting large units of minis or putting a lot of work into a single character? Definitely batch painting. Like if you're like, hey, you need to paint these 50 guys, they're all the same. Or you need to paint these 5 guys all to this super high level. I'll paint the 50 guys. You know, to me, that's meditative. Do the same thing. And when I bring on new artists, I start them with timing. Like I'm like, you need to regiment this and make sure you're getting a good effect. You're leveraging solid techniques but that you're not letting it just go on and on and on and on. And I think that's what implodes most people that try and do this, is that because they're leaning back in their chair and they're like, I am an artiste. I'm going to put whatever time into this thing. It's like, well, that's great and it's awesome for the client, but not in the long run for you or the client, because it's not sustainable. You have to do a good job sustainably. And that's why I'm like, I just hit 16 years, and I think you're going to see 20 years of BTP. We shall see. What would make me leave? Oh, you probably heard that too. Yeah, I don't know. My dad used to do that. He used to aerate his drinks, slurp them, basically. He was like, it tastes better that way. And I don't know, my little brain just sort of glommed onto that. I think I've missed out on a lot of second dates because I didn't realize that I was doing that. So, yeah, it would be, my fantasy land involves a person who just comes along and just has the resources and already has an empire going. And they sort of take me, who I am, and what I can bring to the table, and they sort of integrate me into that in a way that works out very well for me, works out very beneficially. So, yeah, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. So, guys, I'm just keeping you company. I'm giving you a little radio show. I hope you're enjoying it. I highly recommend just having the sound on. Like, you don't have to look, as beautiful as my face is, you don't got to look at this face the whole time. I always see videos of people where it's like, and I kind of scroll through and I see that it's like, oh, it's 2 hours of just this guy's face. No thanks. Like, I'll just put something else on top of that window and make it be like just the voice coming through. So there you go, guys. Give me some topics to talk about. I'd be more than happy to do it. And yeah, there you go. So thanks, Daka Flame, for your kind and well-structured inquiry. Last note, do email me. You can put it in the comments, but that makes it a little harder to find. Do email me, and I print those out, and I'll just talk about whatever you please. And I'd love to talk about like human things too, you know, questions about life. And yeah, that'd be real nice. Okay, bye. I'm fading.